Oh, that's unlucky. Oh. You got this. Montaigne's in right there. One's on your...
How's it going? This is GRMP, and today we're going over one of the reasons I've managed to become much more consistent with my performance in Siege. There are obviously a lot of factors that have helped out, but one big one is just critiquing my clips and learning from those mistakes. When I make videos about really anything, I obviously have to watch each clip that I put in, and when I watch them, sometimes I have those cringe-worthy moments, so even though the clip itself looks good, I notice all the mistakes that I made and all the bad decisions that go along with it. The worst circumstances though are the ones where my team wins, I go on a killing streak for that game, or clutch the round despite some horrible decision making. This is a problem because you get that positive reinforcement with those bad choices, which will cause you to continue with the bad habits based on those few times that it worked out. With a win, you typically won't look back at what you did wrong because you just won the round. When you get multiple kills like a 4K, whether or not you lose, the positive reinforcement of the almost ace or the fact that you're getting the most frags out of your team makes a lot of people want to blame the team instead of themselves. Obviously, a good team shouldn't force one person to get a lot of kills to win the game, but you need to remember there is always something better you could have done. Honestly, even with aces, there are always mistakes being made. So the first part of this working in terms of becoming more consistent is to just start looking for mistakes even with your wins and kills and start blaming yourself before your team. Before you get into those excuses where there was a 3-person crossfire on you and you had no way out or something like that, maybe you could have avoided putting yourself in that position in the first place. Maybe you could have assisted the bad player on your team instead of letting them do their own thing, expecting them to die, which left you by yourself. Maybe you keep asking the same person to cover you and play a support role that they keep failing at instead of taking that responsibility yourself as well. This is honestly endless, so no excuses. Focus on your own areas of improvement first. So after you start being open to critiquing yourself and learning from those mistakes, like we just talked about, the next part is to review your own clips. If you're not already recording some of your games, you should consider it, not just for the reasons we're talking about here, but honestly, it really helps when you're trying to motivate yourself and you get to remind yourself of what you're capable of and hopefully in time be consistent with that performance. You don't have to record everything you do, but everyone enjoys seeing some good clutches and kills, especially when they're your own. All you have to do now, in addition to basking in your own glory, is watch how you move and what decisions you make and see if there was a better way of going about it. With that in mind, we'll go over the clip where I had the epiphany to start acknowledging these bad decisions even when it ended with a good outcome. The review portion will be short on this one, but the plan is to have some bad decisions videos that focus mostly on this part. So my buddy Patrick is much better than me, which means that he rarely dies before I do. But in this rare case, he had the chance to give me some hints while I ran around aimlessly. So this is Bomb on Bank, we're on defense playing Archives, and it ends up being a 2v5 situation, and I'm waiting for a good opportunity to move back to B site where Glaz won't pick me off through the smoke. I hear an Ash charge go off in B, and I wanted to get back before they took that site and had a crossfire on me in smoke. I see Ash rush in, and I can't land the first few shots, but I commit to taking her out after I see Jackal run in right after her. I'm able to get a pretty good shot to win that gunfight, and I hold this position to reload before pushing Jackal. I've definitely peeked much wider than I should have, and while I landed the shots on Jackal, I never redirected my sustained fire to his head, which could have gotten me killed. Alright, so this is where Pat starts to chime in, and I'll let you listen. You talking to me, Pat?
Yes. Right there. Don't do that, don't do that. Oh, you did it.
So we'll stop there and go over why he reacted the way he did. So there were multiple reasons for me not to peek Thermite, even though I knew where he was and ultimately got the kill. So Monty is cornered by smoke, and there's enough room on A site to avoid a melee, making our main threat Thermite, who we know to be on my door. We're on defense, the attacking side needs to push so we can play time and wait for Thermite from a position of advantage. He doesn't know where I am in the room, so when he pushes in, he would have too much space to clear for me not to have the drop on him. The next reason that was a bad choice is that if Thermite is near the doorway, he is obviously looking through it for enemies. It's called the Fatal Funnel, and I basically threw myself into his crosshairs not knowing exactly where he would be outside that door. I basically gave him the advantage that I should have had when he had to push in. The last thing, and this one is smaller, is that if he were higher up on the stairs, he would have had the high ground and the angle advantage. He would have been able to take shots at my legs before I would have been able to see him. So ultimately, the reason that Patrick reacted the way he did was because it was a bad decision in a simple situation. Don't peek because you don't have to, and you already have the advantage. Alright, I think that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.